Hello. Hi. Let us continue. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today we are going to see the topic of economics of power generation. Let me explain what are the contents that we are going to see for the economics of power generation. Let me list out all the topics. First, energy crisis. Second one, the terms used in power system planning. Third one is load curve, and fourth one is load duration curve. Fifth one is types of loads. Next one, tariff. Seventh topic, number and size of generating units. Next, we will be seeing about energy management. Ninth one, energy audit. And last one is energy conservation. The list of the topics that we are going to see now. First, let me explain what do we mean by economics of power generation. So, economics of power generation is nothing but it is the art of determining the cost of production of electrical energy is nothing but economics of power generation. First topic, let us see about energy crisis. So, what do you mean by energy crisis and what are the factors that are main issues that are caused for energy crisis? The development of industrial and the development of technology and increase in population which leads to the major problem of energy crisis. So, let me list out the four main issues of energy crisis. First one, technology development. Second one, increase in industrial areas. Third one, increase in population. Fourth one, increase in the usage of residential appliances. For example, if there is an increase in industries which leads to the technology development and also which leads to the increase in usage of residential appliances. For example, if there is an increase in number of industries, there will be also increase in the technology development. If the technology development has been occurring, simultaneously there will be increase in usage of residential appliances, and also day by day the increase in population which leads to the energy crisis problem. So these are the four main issues for the energy crisis. So next let me explain the second topic, that is the terms which are used in power system planning. There are various terms. Let me list it down, all the terms. The first terms, connected load. Second one, demand. Third one, maximum demand. Fourth one, diversity factor. Fifth one, utilization factor. Sixth one, plant capacity factor. And the seventh one is plant use factor. So let me explain the 7 important terms that are used for a power system planning. Connected load, demand, maximum demand, diversity factor, utilization factor, plant capacity factor and plant use factor. Let me explain individually. First, let me see about the connected load. So, connected load, which is nothing but it is the sum of the all the continuous ratings of the load which is connected to a supply system is connected load. Next, second one is demand. So what do you mean by demand? Demand is nothing but it is the maximum demand which is connected to the input terminals of the load is nothing but the demand. Third one, maximum demand. Maximum demand, it is nothing but it is the greatest load which is taken at the input terminals of the supply system is nothing but maximum demand. So maximum demand can also be termed as maximum load or maximum load that is connected to the supply terminals or supply system. Next, let us see about the diversity factor. So diversity factor, it is the ratio of sum of the individual maximum demand by maximum demand on the generating station. For an example, let us consider this room. In this room, we are having around 6 fans and 2 tube lights. So, how much the connected load happens in this room? So, there are around 8 connected loads in this room. That is the sum of all the loads which is connected is nothing but the connected load. The same, let me see about the diversity factor. It is the ratio of sum of the individual maximum demand. Let me take individually one demand or individually one load. For example, a fan is a single load. That is the sum of the individual maximum demand. That is the load for an individual load demand. That is a fan is an individual load. That is we have to sum up all the individual maximum demand, and maximum demand on generating station is nothing but the maximum load on the generating station. Next we are going to see about the utilization factor. Utilization factor, it is the ratio of maximum generator demand to the generator capacity. It is the ratio of maximum generator demand and also the ratio to generator capacity. That is, what is the generator maximum load that can withstand is nothing but maximum generator demand. That is the maximum load of that generator withstand, and also the generator capacity. What is the capacity of that generator? This ratio is nothing but our utilization factor. Next, let us see about plant capacity factor. So, plant capacity factor, this also it is the ratio of kilowatt hour generated by maximum energy that can produce. So, plant capacity factor, ratio of kilowatt hour generated or actual energy to the maximum energy that can produce. That is, a power plant produces today nearly 150 kilowatt. That is the energy of the power plant today produced. But maximum energy the power plant can produce will be around 550 kilowatt. Day to day, the power plant capacity of kilowatt generated will be changes. So, depending upon the kilowatt hour generated, the kilowatt generated the energy will be changed, and also the maximum energy the power plant can produce will be changes. That is, it will be around a constant value. For example, let me say today a power plant produces only 120 kilowatt hour, or we can say it in megawatt also, to the ratio of maximum energy that a power plant can produce. So, the maximum capacity of the power plant will be around 500 kilowatt, but Today the power plant produces only 120 kilowatt. So daily the power plant generation or energy generation will be changes. So but the maximum capacity or maximum energy that a power plant produces will be around 500 kilowatt. This ratio is nothing but our plant capacity factor. So next let us see about plant use factor. So plant use factor, again it is the ratio of kilowatt hour or megawatt energy that produced by maximum capacity or maximum energy into number of hours. Number of hours or number of operating hours. The same thing, how much amount of megawatt energy produced by the power plant. It changes depending upon the daily condition. For an example, today a power plant produces around 120 or 130 kilowatt per hour, which is the ratio of maximum energy that the power plant can produce will be around 500 into number of operating hours. So how much hours that the power plant is operating or is working. Today for an example we assume that the power plant operates for 3 hours or 6 hours. Depending upon the factor, the value of plant use factor changes. The name itself clearly indicates plant use factor. Use means how much amount of energy that we are utilizing by the power plant. That is nothing but how much amount of hours has been utilizing by that power plant is nothing but plant use factor. Next, plant capacity factor, which is nothing but the capacity of that power plant is nothing but plant capacity factor. Plant use factor is nothing but how much amount of energy that we are utilizing by that plant, or how much amount of hours has been utilizing by that power plant is nothing but plant use factor. It depends upon the number of operating hours. If the hour increases, the value of plant use factor will get increases, the energy will be increases. For example, if the number of operating hours gets reduced, the plant use factor will be gets reduced. So next we are going to see about various types of loads. Types of loads. Types of loads in India is generally classified into first, residential load, second one, industrial load, third one, commercial load, fourth one, irrigation load, Fifth one, municipal load. And sixth one, traction load. These are the 6 types of general loads that we use in our India. First one is residential load, second one is industrial load, third one commercial load, fourth one irrigation load, fifth one municipal load, and sixth one traction load. So let me explain what do you mean by residential load. So residential load, this load includes the loads which are used for our residential purpose. For example, the electrical equipments that we are using in our home. For example, light, lamp, fan, water heater, AC, that kind of loads which comes under our residential loads. Second one, industrial loads. The loads or the supply which is used or supplied for our industrial purpose. Generally, we supply 3-phase supply for an industries. Third one, commercial loads. So the loads which includes for the supply of malls, restaurants and advertisement boards in the roadsides, which comes under the commercial load. Fourth, irrigation load. These loads which includes the supply for the cultivation of lands or irrigation of lands for the water pumping system to the agriculture, these type of the loads comes under irrigation. Next one is your municipal load. Municipal load, this type of the loads which includes street lighting or the supply for the drainage purpose and all comes under the municipal loads. Last one is traction load. These type of the loads which comes under supply for the buses, trolleys, trams and also trains for the railways. So these are the common types of the loads that we use in our India. Next we are going to see about the topic load curve. So load curve. So this is the graph which is drawn between power demand with respect to time. Let me draw the graph. Here the two main important terms, let us see. First one is base load, second one is peak load. The two important terms, the base load which comes under the lower portion of the graph, which is drawn between the power demand and with respect to time. Next, peak load which comes under the maximum or highest portion of the curve, that is known as peak load. We can easily tell base load, that is the minimum load which is utilized by the power plant is known as base load. So we can easily tell it as minimum load which is utilized by the power plant is base load. Next one, peak load is nothing but maximum load the power plant has been utilized. Next, two important terms let us see in load curve. One is daily load curve. Second one is monthly load curve. So what do you mean by daily load curve and what do you mean by monthly load curve? So daily load curve means the load curve which is drawn on the basis of daily. Daily the load curve, the graph is drawn on the basis of half an hour or 1 hour duration. So the various values have been recorded and the graph has been plotted. So for an example, let me say in the morning generally 9 o'clock I am going to see the value of load. For a regular interval of half an hour at 9:30 I used to take the load curve reading. Again at an interval of half an hour, let me tell 10 a.m. used to take the values of the load. Again 10:30 a.m. I used to take the values of power demand and the time. For an half an hour or 1 hour basis, I am regularly taking the values of an load. So from that the graph has been plotted for an daily load curve. So how can I calculate the values for a monthly load curve? It's just nothing but we are drawing a daily load curve. For a month we have around 30 to 31 days. So we will be getting 31 graphs for our 31 daily load curves which will be getting. From that we can averagely get the value of monthly load curve. So 31 graphs by taking average we can able to draw the monthly load curve. So monthly load curve can be drawn on the basis of daily load curve. Next let us see the important next curve, load duration curve. Load duration curve is nothing but the curve which is drawn between load in kilowatts to the time. In the load duration curve, the graph is drawn between the load and as the time. Here we can clearly see at the morning 7 o'clock the load has been utilized by the power plant is around 45 kilowatt. At the time of 9 a.m. the power plant the load which is utilized will be 40 kilowatt, and again at the 10 a.m. we can clearly see 30 kilowatt of load has been utilized by that power plant, and also at 12 o'clock 20 kilowatt has been utilized by that load by that power plant. Load duration curve, it clearly indicates the duration, clearly between the duration the curve has been drawn. For an daily hour basis 0 to 7, 7 to 9, within duration the load, how much amount of the load has been utilized, we can clearly draw the graph of load duration curve. Next, let me see about the types of tariff. First one, uniform flat rate. Second one, two-part tariff. Third one, three-part tariff. First, let me see uniform flat rate. Before going to that, let me explain what is tariff. Tariff is nothing but rate of electrical energy which is consumed by the consumer or which is supplied to the consumer is nothing but tariff. What are the types of the tariffs that we can see? First one, uniform flat rate tariff, two-part tariff, or next one is three-part tariff. Uniform flat rate tariff is also known as single part tariff. Single part tariff, which is nothing but it is the rate of the energy which is consumed by the consumer. It is the flat rate which is consumed by the consumer, which is uniform flat rate. Second one, two-part tariff. So two-part tariff, it is again classified into two types of the cost. One is fixed charge and next one is running cost. Fixed charge depends upon the maximum demand, running cost depends upon the number of the units generated is running cost. In three-part tariff, it is divided into three subdivisions. First one, fixed charge. Second one, semi-fixed charge. And last one, running cost or running charge. The same thing, fixed charge depends upon the maximum demand, and semi-fixed charge, it also depends upon the semi-maximum demand, and running cost which depends upon the number of the units generated. Next, let me see about the energy management, energy auditing and energy conservation. So, let me tell what do you mean by energy management. Energy management, which can be defined as to minimize the electrical energy resources without affecting the production and quality of the energy, and also it should not affect any environmental aspects. Why we are going for energy management? Mainly the energy should be able to get for the next generation. It should not get depleted within our generation. So, the main objective of the energy management is to minimize the electrical energy resources